What's going on, New York Giants fans? We got our defensive coordinator 3 years in the making. The guy that we were hot after 3 years ago in Dennard Wilson, the former defensive back coach for the Eagles, the Jets, for the Ravens, the former defensive coordinator of the Tennessee Titans. If that sounds familiar, I'm going to show you in this video why that will not matter, guys. I promise you, we got a pretty good one here in Dennard Wilson, the new defensive coordinator of our New York Giants. If you guys like breakdown videos like this, if you like getting informed about New York Giants football, please like, subscribe, share this video to all the people that you know are Giants fans or people in general that just want to know about these type of things with the coordinators, breaking down what they've done over their careers. The New York Giants got a good one here, guys. Let's get straight into my opinion on this. First and foremost, with Dennard Wilson. Going back on the timeline of Wilson with the Giants, let's connect that first before we get into his past accomplishments and why I think he's going to be a perfect fit here with the New York Giants. Dennard Wilson, 2 years ago, after Wink Martindale was let go by the New York Giants, Dennard Wilson was the very first guy that Brian Daboll and Joe Schoen called because he was one of the hottest defensive coordinators on the market at that time. The reasoning he didn't want to come here or even interview here was, of course, like we've spoken about before, the Giants had no stability with the franchise. And as it turns out, you see that they didn't have stability. He didn't want to come to a situation where Brian Daboll, or the head coach and the GM, could have easily gotten fired after a couple of bad seasons, and now he would have been left out in the dust with nowhere to go. He chose to go to the Tennessee Titans, which led us to going to our sixth interview, which was Shane Bowen, the former defensive coordinator of the Tennessee Titans. That has nothing to do with Shane Bowen's tenure with Tennessee, got nothing to do with Dennard Wilson's tenure at Tennessee. And I'm going to show you the numbers in the video and break down why that has nothing to do with one another. I see Giants fans, and I promise you guys, the panic is crazy right now. But I'm going to show you how bad the Tennessee Titans were. The Tennessee Titans were horrendous, especially last year and the year before. In 2024, Dennard Wilson had the second-ranked defense, the total defense in all of football. And if you look back at 2024, the Tennessee Titan offense constantly put them in horrible position to try and defend the football. They gave up a lot of touchdowns because they were put in a lot of bad spots. If you just look back, I've started looking back on the game logs and I've started rewatching it. It is horrendous what that defense had to go through and still rank second overall in the entire league, especially in pass defense. What does Dennard Wilson do best? Pass defense. Go back to the Eagles, where he developed James Bradberry. He had Darius Slay make All-Pro honors, didn't develop him. All-Pro honors, Pro Bowl honors. Then you go back to his tenure with the New York Jets. He developed Jamal Adams. You go back to the Kyle Hamilton days with the Ravens. He developed every one of these players into All-Pros, okay? Which might hint at Caleb Downs being the next member of the New York Football Giants at pick number 5 out of Ohio State, which would be tremendous. He's the number 1 player in my class. But you look at the development, you look at the aggression that Dennard Wilson comes with as your defensive coordinator. How many times as a Giants fan have you sat back, and I know you guys have done it because I've done it, how many times have you guys sat back on 3rd and 7, 3rd and 9, 3rd and 12, the Giants give up. The Giants are 15 yards back lined up. Under Dennard Wilson's defense, he is very aggressive with his defensive backs. And don't give me that we don't have the defensive backs right now, because I just went through this with the Mets fans complaining in November. It is January. The corners and the safeties that we are going to have will fit Wilson's scheme perfectly. John Harbaugh is not going to bring in a stiff at defensive coordinator. This is his team now. Dennard Wilson will coach these corners and coach these safeties to the best of his abilities, and I expect whoever they bring in will go to an all-pro type level. That's how good of a defensive coordinator and a defensive backs coach that Dennard Wilson is, and it's not even close. So let me get into a couple of stats that I want to show you guys when it comes to Dennard Wilson. Just a couple over the years that I'd like to get into. I just want to read this for you guys, just a little thing here. Before he joined the Ravens, Wilson spent 2 seasons with the Eagles. Like I said before, he served time as the passing game coordinator, led the way with the Eagles. The Eagles had the first ranked pass defense in football in his tenure there. Third in opposing quarterback rating, had the fourth most takeaways, 17 picks, 10 fumbles. Guys, I can't reiterate this. As Giants fans, and I know you guys want to believe, and I know you guys have Shane Bowen in the back of your head who didn't create turnovers. Denard Wilson's defense is predicated on creating turnovers. Just look back at what he did with the Eagles when he was the defensive backs coach. 17 interceptions during that Super Bowl season. 10 forced fumbles during that season. He coaches aggressive. He coaches his corners and his safeties to constantly attack the football. Be in the right place. Be at the right time. That's exactly what he's going to do with the New York Giants and put these players who never seem to be in the right place at the right time. How many times a tipped ball goes up in the air and a New York Giant is almost there, but he's not there? In Dennard Wilson's scheme, that player will be in the position that they're supposed to be in to get the turnovers that the Giants have lacked for so many seasons now. That's why I love this hire so much and bringing him in. He's going to be aggressive, man. And you look at the moderate blitz rate. The moderate blitz rate from him, he did not have the personnel that the New York Giants have. He far from it. As coordinator of the Tennessee Titans, you look at the personnel that he had, especially in 2025. If you want to know more about it, it's a zone-heavy defensive style. Like Dennard Wilson's schemes favor cover 3. They favor cover 4. Low man coverage, moderate blitzing, and he emphasizes technique, teaching. He's aggressive, which it could suit the Giants really, really well. That's exactly why I'm looking forward to having him on this team to develop these young corners, develop these young players. So you're looking at the personnel that the Giants have fits Dennard Wilson's scheme perfectly. He has the pass rushers that he's never had in his career before. So you see he does a lot of disguising at the line of scrimmage. Stuff that Shane Bowen, like I said last year, if you look through all the game film, like I went through last year, a lot of disguising at the line of scrimmage. Shane Bowen did none of that. Very vanilla. Whoever came to the line of scrimmage was most likely going to the quarterback. He schemes so well at the line of scrimmage. The quarterback's not going to know who's coming and who's going. Very good at disguising the blitzes when he does blitz. And when you have the 4 or 5 edge rushers and the pass rushers that the New York Giants have, you shouldn't have to blitz all the time. If the Giants can create the pressure, couple that with the aggression that Dennard Wilson's from the defensive backfield is going to bring, the Giants can have a very elite defense going into 2026. That's why John Harbaugh is bringing him in. That's why Dennard Wilson was so coveted 2 years ago and so coveted now, because he is one of the top coordinators in football. Do not let the numbers from last year with the Titans fool you. They finished middle of the pack because the Titans' offense was so putrid. And the year before that, the Titans' offense would put them in constant bad position, leading to a lot of the touchdowns that they gave up. Because if you look at the stats, they don't match up. How could a team give up 50-plus touchdowns but also be first in the league in yards allowed? It doesn't match up because this stat is because of the offensive side of the football, putting them in horrible positions. And he only had Jeffrey Simmons and Jihad Ward leading the team in sacks last year with 5.5. That's pathetic. The personnel does not match his production. Now that he has the personnel he needs, he will be able to make those adjustments. I promise you guys, this is no Shane Bowen, okay? This is a 43-year-old attacking defensive coordinator that is going to make Giants fans proud and feel like the defenses that we used to have. Maybe not as great as those defenses. It would be amazing if we could get the guys to get that pass rush and make things easier on the defensive backs who are going to be ultra aggressive. But now you look at a guy like Caleb Downs. That's where I'm going to get into this, and I'll end the video here. Kyle Hamilton, Jamal Adams, Darius Slay, James Bradberry. You look at all these guys. Let's look at Jamal Adams and let's look at Kyle Hamilton first. Wilson was such a key part in the development of Jamal Adams, a key part in the development of Kyle Hamilton, and that Baltimore Raven defense, which led the league in takeaways and turnovers as when he was the defensive backs coach with John Harbaugh in 2023. Had the guys in the right place at the right time, something Giants fans have not been used to in the longest time. If you guys got this far in the video, Please share, like, subscribe. The Giants got a good one here, guys. I promise you, this guy is the next hot defensive coordinator, and he will make rounds and rounds and rounds. And do not be shocked in 2 years or even after next year if he's not getting head coaching position opportunities when those come about. So thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you guys. Catch you on the next one.